everybody, so we have something kind of cool here, a new suspension from S&B. Haven't seen new suspension, and this is for the F250, F350, I guess.
All the solid axle, four-wheel drive, 05 and up, Super Duty platforms.
So why don't you tell us what makes it unique?
Yes, we acquired One Up Off-Road, and they've been known for their steady track platform, which is like the 05 and up 4x4 Super Duty suspension, and they've been refining this since about 2005. So over about 20 years of just R&D into this kit. And the biggest unique factor is basically just the geometry of the kit. So we start with our track rod relocation bracket, with basically better geometry than stock, our adjustable track rod in the truck, and then we flip the drag link upside down, which is completely unique to us, and install an ATS stabilizer that bolts directly onto the pitman arm over there. So that's going to make that ATS stabilizer basically ride always in the same position regardless of the droop angle of the suspension, so that stabilizer is not binding up at different travel levels.
Right.
And then moving back here, we've got our billet radius arms. So these are different. They're a lot lighter weight than what you typically see on the market with box steel, as well as we're able to machine them at an angle, and so these arms actually toe in, and so they're at a 5-degree angle, which gives you the ultimate tire clearance. So we can run the widest tire possible here on a stock wheel and clear about 38.
And it looks like you lower them down to have a flatter, smoother ride.
Exactly. And this is fixing our caster back here. So we've got the radius arm drops and then fully adjustable caster, like a ram. You can see on the bottom right here of this radius arm, we've got full caster adjustment right there with cam bolts.
Yeah.
So on the alignment rack, super simple. And then
I see you have a limit straps. Do you have enough droop to need those?
yeah, these shocks are super long, extended. So with this shock package, we actually do. They bolt right to our radius arms there. And then we've got these trick tab bolts that bolt into the frame, make it real easy. And so we got a couple different Fox shock packages. We're doing all of our unvalving in-house with those. So really, we basically designed this kit to ride great on the highway.
Going back to that track bar, you said you reversed it.
The drag link's flipped over.
Oh, the drag link, so that you've got a flatter drag link.
Yep,
right?
and then the stabilizer, you can see, is rigid mounted to the pitman arm. And so that stabilizer never moves at any suspension travel. So that's completely unique to us. Relocate the sway bar, longer end links, switch to a 90-degree style, so this joint never bottoms out at full droop. If you have a typical vertical link like comes with these trucks, that joint will actually bind up and restrict the travel. So that's another thing we do just to make sure we can use all of that travel, and part of the reason we have limit straps here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Looks really nice. What about the rear?
Back in the rear, One Up Off-Road was known for traction control bars, and we've got our Torx bars, which is basically our trademark name for the 17 and up Super Duties. And these mount to the leaf spring hanger in the front here, so you're not messing around with the box frame. We have 2 tap nuts that slide in the back right there. This fits all the short box and long box 17 and up Super Duty platforms, and then bolts on to underneath the axle. We have a plate that just sits right underneath that under axle plate, and that allows us to control the axle wrap, so we can brake a lot harder, take off harder, eliminate all that axle wrap.
Yeah.
And we've got rubber bushings at both ends, so this thing still has full articulation, and you can lift up with the forklift max out to travel. The other wheel doesn't come off the ground. Everyone else's traction bars have hard joints, and it'll start pulling the whole rear end together because it binds up at those joints. So, we've got our own line of lift blocks, every different height. Those come with bump stop pads and airbag pads on the inside. We've also got a solution to mount the ready lift bags on top right here that replaces this factory pin plate. So that way you don't have to clamp the springs like their install, makes the install a lot easier.
Okay, that's fantastic. Do you see yourself replacing springs in the future?
We are almost done developing our full replacement leaf pack.
So then you could go with a block or a spring.
Yeah, we'll still have the block in there with our spring, so we wanted to minimize the arc of the spring.
To make it softer.
So the biggest reason is these aren't mounted flat. You can see they're at an angle, and so if you have a real long arc in your spring, as that gets compressed, if you're going around a turn, you can actually get some rear steer issues because it'll push the action forwards as it comes up, and then the other side would be still straight. So when we take the arc out, it can't go off center as much at full compression. So
awesome. That looks like a cool new and well thought out kit. We're excited to see it on the road.
awesome, happy. Thanks for letting me walk you through it.
Yeah, thanks for the time. Bestoff-road SEMA exclusive.